We don't need no education. Pink Floyd, are you there? Stupidity tries to gain the upper hand in central London, and somewhat depressingly, it's allowed to get away with it. Abandon hope, Britain. If these people are the future of society, you're all fucked. And so to London, to a nice area of central London, Pimlico, a very nice area, I always thought. I was born just down the road in Victoria, but I don't think that fact has influenced my opinion of the place. Pimlico is home to the Tate Gallery, for one thing. Artistic considerations aside, Pimlico is now seemingly the centre of a reproduction of the video for Pink Floyd's The Wall. No, not the film featuring that insufferable prick Geldof. I'm thinking about the pop video which accompanied the song Another Brick in the Wall Part 2. The video featured lines that we as kids thought defined the very essence of revolution. We don't need no education. We don't need no thought control. No dark sarcasm in the classroom. Teachers, leave them kids alone. And so on and so forth. I'm not even going to get bogged down in the grammar mistakes that feature in the song. Presumably the mistakes are there to remind people that no matter what the Floyd think, education is necessary or else you end up speaking like a ninny. But remaining on topic, some pupils in Pimlico, once a very well-to-do neck of the woods, have breathed life into the spirit of revolution and risen up against the man, the oppressor, the dictator, the scourge and the bane of their lives. Yes, upset at, get this, the rules about school dress codes. Ooh! Pupils at Pimlico Academy walked out of the school. For fuck's sake. Now, in a normal society, the parents of these children would point out, perhaps using forceful language and hand gestures, that forfeiting your education, and as a direct result, your chances of furthering yourself and doing well in this thing called life, which we're all involved in, is idiocy on a supremely fucking stupid level. This is the sort of minus Darwinism that leads to this dead end. Anyway, forget the fat man in a dress for a moment and think about Pimlico Academy. The rules that the pupils took exception to included the rule that hairstyles which block the view of others are not okay, and that hijabs should not be too colourful. Seriously, is that it? For the love of Judas's left testicle, has it come to this? Little jumped up shits screaming about human rights infringements if they have to get a fucking haircut. You go to school ostensibly to learn. If some twat has got the latest, greatest fad of a haircut on his bonds and you can't see the fucking whiteboard, you're going to learn fuck all, aren't you? Then what? Oh, I see. You're part of the new generation. The ones who grew up learning about how life works through American soap operas. Oh, well, in that case, forget I said anything. At the end of the day, when you fail all your exams and end up as an unemployable wretch that no one would give the fucking time of day to, you can run to your parents and weep about how the world is being mean to you and the rest of your pansy-legged snowflake mates. And insist that your parents, having never told you to sort your shit out, sue the school for failing to ensure that you received an education. Yes, that's obviously the answer, isn't it? Of course, you do realise that this, your potential master plan, also leaks like a sieve, don't you? There you'll be, older by a few years, richer by a few quid, and still as truly intelligent and sophisticated as a cat turd. Uneducated, unemployable, a true waste of space. Your future is a dark place. Only it wouldn't have to be. If only the teachers and the parents of today's youth had something other than an absolute vacuum to be found dangling between their legs. When I was at school, you were made to respect the staff. All of them. If you didn't, you were punished. Earrings too large? Sent home. And having been sent home, you could expect to be punished by your parents. And then have to catch up with the rest of the class. Uniform slyly adjusted in a way to seem cooler than all the other kids? Sent home, etc., etc. Hair too long? See above. And now, of course, it's all about the emotional damage that might be done to a 15-year-old if they have to have a fucking haircut. For fuck's sake. Immature beings whose brains are still developing, and we're pandering to them as though they were kings and queens of the galaxy. They're not. They know fuck all for a start. Think about how much you knew about life aged 15. Now, having grown up, how much more do you know? Yes, marriage, taxes, mortgages, the necessity of work, all of that grown-up stuff brings true focus to your life. It's not about whether your hair is being discriminated against, arsehole. It's about learning to live in a society where not everyone thinks that the sun rises and sets in your arsehole. Let your mum think that you're truly the greatest thing since sliced bread, but remember that most of the world thinks that you're an irritating prick, at best. Of course, however, this is modern Britain. The pupils walked out. The pupils decried the rules as racist. The pupils burnt the Union Jack. The pupils marched with BLM placards, chanting that they wanted change. And what did the school do? The school gave in immediately. So quickly that some bystanders got whiplash. The school changed the rules to appease the teenagers, and the head of the school praised the little fuckwits for being attuned to injustice. I bet they do really good potato prints too. But there's more. Reportedly, loads of staff agree with the pupils and have passed a motion of no confidence in the head teacher. All right then, shut the fucking place down. If the teachers don't want to teach and the pupils don't want to learn, what other options remain? Welcome to the future. Did you bring a book? And what about coloured pencils?